Donald Trump can't make up his mind when it comes to the trade war with China. Just last week on Friday, he claimed that President Xi is the enemy, and he even said that Jerome Powell, the head of the Federal Reserve, is just like him, an enemy to America. And then he backpedaled a little bit and said, you know what, maybe I'm not gonna implement some of these new tariffs on Chinese goods. And then later he said, no, I don't regret it. In fact, the only thing I regret is that I didn't implement more sanctions. And now he's backpedaling again. Now, the markets have been fluctuating as a result of Trump's nonsense here, but let me give you some more details on what's going on. On Sunday, Trump said he had second thoughts about the escalation, but within hours, aides rushed out statements saying that his only regret was that he had not been even tougher on China. Now, he's telling reporters something completely different. He told reporters that Chinese officials had reached out by telephone and that negotiators would restart trade talks after the latest escalation in tariffs and his order to American companies to look for ways to pull out of China. In fact, here's his exact quote. He says, "We were called and we're going to start very shortly to negotiate. We'll see what happens, but I think we're going to make a deal. This is the first time I've seen them where they really want to make a deal." Now, it is also important to note that this has not been confirmed by any officials in China. The editor of a newspaper owned by the Chinese Communist Party wrote on Twitter that there had been no significant contacts in recent days.
So let me be super clear. The Dow lost 623 points on Friday. The Trump team panicked and made up that the Chinese government called them. Just out of whole cloth, made it up. Here, I'll give you another quote from The Hill that gives you a sense of it. Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesman Geng Shuang said he did not know of any phone calls between the two countries. Now, if they had called, the foreign minister would know. And so, no, they made up the call to save face. Oh, the Chinese are really worried because these tariffs are really hurting them. It's been very strong. So they called me and said they want to make a deal. That's Trump saying, please, I want to make a deal. The markets are crashing. I have no chance if the markets crash. I'll definitely lose. I'll be embarrassed. It'll be my 800th failure in a row in my lifetime. So that's why. Look, on a upside, they should make a deal. And now apparently Trump, with his beloved markets teetering, and I don't know how much personal money he has tied up in there as well, is now feeling the pain, and all of a sudden he wants to make a deal.
Well, this is, in my opinion, the one issue that could completely destroy him and the support that he has. Like all the yes men who surround him, and all of these corporate executives who remain quiet throughout all of the lunacy in the Trump administration are not gonna support him if the market crashes. They're not gonna support him if it affects their pocketbooks. And what's amazing to me is that Trump, because of the fact that he's surrounded by yes men, thinks that his strategy or lack thereof when it comes to this trade war with China is excellent and it's working. Take a look.
Instability and the worry in the markets and around the globe about instability. One of the things that comes from, as you talked about,
you're talking about global economic instability,
right?
I don't consider
it
instability, but
comes from is the back and forth and the changing statements from yourself. So that
sorry. It's the way I negotiate.
So my question is that a strategy? Is it a strategy to call President Xi an enemy one day and then say that relations are very good the next day? And then, it's gone back.
It's the way I negotiate. It's done very well for me over the years, and it's doing even better for the country.
He went bankrupt 6 times. What do you mean it's done very well for me over the years? Like you're a massive failure. You inherited $413 million from your daddy and then proceeded to go bankrupt 6 times. You're a giant failure in everything, including business deals.
Not knowing what I'm talking about has worked for me throughout my whole life.
You're talking about the whole global economy?
And it's not affecting that at all. It also didn't affect my bankruptcies. Well, fine, it did, but still. So, I mean, come on, guys. He called him an enemy on Friday and a great leader on Monday. He said that he regretted imposing higher tariffs. Then he sent out his guys to say, oh yeah, the only thing he regrets is not imposing higher tariffs. And then he came out and pretended that he got a call from China and said, tariffs, what tariffs? I mean, I don't want the tariffs. We're close to ending the tariffs. You know who does that? A fool that has no strategy at all and that floats in the wind that might give him cancer. according to his own thesis. Okay, so bottom line is, by the way, Kudla is out there saying, oh no, he could stop all American companies from doing business with China.
Can you imagine
no, you
Obama
can't.
saying that?
I know, and can you imagine a progressive president having that power? You sure you want to say that? Okay, so all this is nonsense. He'll panic and we'll get a deal, but I'm afraid it'll be after the markets really crash. Like what you see? Click the subscribe button below and don't forget to ring the bell to never miss another video from the Young Turks.